Hey, what's up, guys? It's another video with your boy, Anthony Wu. This is actually going to be my last video, I think, because it's the last homework assignment of the semester. So, it's been good. It's been good. All right, let's just get started here. Yep, I'm recording. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen. All right, so getting started, we go to NetBeans. This is for the faculty application. This video is for, I forget, homework A part B. That's what that homework is. Okay, so let's get started. So in line 1 through 4, we're just importing some stuff to tell Java what we're going to use, like import java.util scanner. Tells us that we're going to use the scanner function in order to read some files. The array list import just tells Java that we're going to use array list, the function. The io.file just tells Java that we're going to actually open the file or open a file. And this one, .io.file now found exception, it just tells Java that, hey, tells Java that if there was no, it's okay, because we don't like red squiggly lines. Okay, and then the public class, this is the main class. I named it faculty app, and here we go with the main method. All right, so we start with the variable list. We have array list faculty. So we're using the array list function, which stores objects, which is quite useful. So we're going to do array list and then faculty, telling the array list that we're going to use the class faculty, which was provided for us. And I called it faculty list equals new array list using the class faculty. So this just creates an array list inside the main method. And int and index equals 0, and index is just the counter we use for the for loop. And then here we go. We call our first method generate list. This just generates a list of faculty from the text file. So here's generate list. So public static void, we're not going to return anything static. We can use it in other methods without creating an object or anything. And public means we can use it within other files and stuff. Okay, and then we do have one parameter. It's called array list. Now we're going to use the same thing as we did before, array list class faculty, and then we're going to call it list. All right, so then, and then this one says those files found that exception thing. Tells Java, don't worry if there's no file that matches the file name here. So going straight into the variable list here, string s file name equals faculty.txt. S file name, it was just used to store the name of the file. So it's very simple, straightforward if you wanted to change it. String s input line is just a variable, a string variable to store the next line that we're going to read from that file. String bracket SA tokens equals null. This means we're going to create an array of strings, and we called it SA tokens. And right now, in the variable list, it's pointing at nothing. All right, and then file to open equals new file, S file name. This just tells Java that, hey, we want to open this file, this new file, called sFileName, and sFileName points to the file name that we want to open. Pretty straightforward. Scanner input file equals new scanner file to open. This just allows us to actually read what's inside the file using file to open right here. And then you have faculty user equals null, faculty being the class and user being the name of the object I decided, because I was going to use the name of the, or the reference variable of the object a lot, so I kind of wanted to be short. Right now it's pointing at nothing inside the variable list. Okay. The while loop. The while loop is pretty simple. So while the file itself has the next line, just keep running the loop. That's all that it's saying. And then for the first thing in the while loop, we want to read the line and actually split the line. So in order to read the line, we do sinput line, which is the blank string variable that we had in the variable list. And then within sinput line, we're gonna put input file dot next line. This allows us to look at one line at a time, right? Okay. And then we're going to do SA tokens, which is the string array that we had, if you remember. And then we're going to say the string array to put inside of it sinput line dot split. And inside the split, the special character we're looking for is a colon, and I forgot to go with that. Split line by using colon. Okay. And as you know, SA token, or when you use the split method for strings, you actually need to store it inside of an array. So the array was already declared and initialized, which was SA tokens. Now we need to create an object to use, which is user equals new faculty. We already created the reference variable for the object. Let's see right here. So we're just simply using the same reference variable, but this time we're assigning in, or we're giving it a new object. Okay, so now we set the attributes, which pretty self-explanatory. I don't know if I have to go this to, if I have to explain line by line, because I'm just doing the same thing here. So for the first, how should I say this? The first thing in the array of SA tokens, right, which has 0, because arrays start at 0. That's actually where the ID was stored. And I actually had it written down on this paper. Oh god, the background's making it hard to see, but I have written down on a piece of paper the order of where everything goes. So SA token 0 has the ID, SA tokens 1 has the first name. And what we did was just set it using the methods provided within faculty Java, which we call those methods using the object that we created, user, right? All right, so a couple of special things. In terms of salary, it was actually requesting that the parameter be a double. So what you had to do was do a parse statement, convert the string into a double by doing double dot parse double. Same thing with zip code and one integer. So you just put integer dot parse int and then the SA tokens. And that was pretty much it for the setting of the attributes. You basically do the same thing over and over again, but saying for each attribute. Anyways, at the end, you want to, at the end of the while loop, you always want to add the user. This stores what you just did in terms of setting. into the list. Now the list we created here inside the parameter. So we pass on the list.addUser, and this is really, the list is really useful because it doesn't need a specific amount of objects that you need to use, so you can keep continuously adding objects. So we just add list.addUser, which adds whatever user we were currently doing. All right, and then out of the while loop, at the end of this method, we put input file.close. This just closes the file so we don't have it continuously opened. And that ends end method generate list. All right, so moving back up, we do print header. This is a method that wasn't required, but they said I could do other methods. So print header, it's pretty simple. It just prints the header for the result page, which was faculty report, blank line, number of instructors, and then we use faculty.get number of objects, the class, and then since this was a static method, we could use it without an object. Yep. So this tells you how many objects were made. And that was the heading or print header. And then right here, this is print info using print info method inside for loop. And index equals 0 and index less than faculty dot list size. Pretty standard stuff. We use an index to keep track of how many objects there are and make sure we get everything. So we just use dot size. So we get every single object that is inside the list, which is called faculty list, and then index plus plus. Okay, and then we do print info, which is the method, and then we give it the object faculty dot get or faculty list dot get. Now faculty list, remember, contains the objects. So what this does is it gets the specific object starting at 0 and then keeps going up as high as faculty list dot size. So as high as the size of the list. So if we go to print info here, I wasn't too sure of the instructions. It says it doesn't want to do any calculations inside the system.out.println line. So I put any calculations I needed to do inside variables, like string as phone, string as email, string as department name, etc. Anything that I needed to modify, I put it in its own string. And then for this, input user method into string. So instead of doing user.getPhone like 100 times to modify it with substrings, I decided to put sphone into, or I decided to put user.getPhone into sphone, which is a string variable. So now I just have to do sphone dot, and then I can do the substring like that, which it works. Same thing with email, even though email wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. So right here, this block of code at 85, or starting at 85, we start formatting the variables or the strings into what is required. So phone number is like what we did like 5 times by now, I think. We use substrings and then put like little parentheses and stuff in order to format the way we want. So, S phone substring 03, that's the first 3 digits, because if you remember, the ending index here actually is not inclusive. So first 3 strings 0, 1, 2, and then puts down parentheses substring 3, 6, starts at the 0, 1, 2, fourth character and ends at the fifth character. And then this starts at the sixth character or fifth character all the way to the end. Okay, and then S email. So in S email, I noticed a discrepancy where the emails on the result page didn't include my dot. So what we did was what I did was S email dot replace my dot. So it's going to search for my dots inside the line for email, and then just replace it with blank because I need to put something there, I think. So, and then S name equals user. And okay, this combines S name or the name of the faculty together, separating them by space, but also putting them into uppercase. And then address, we just put a comma space between each thing for the address, including like street, city, state, and zip code. Also, we had to trim the state line because there was a bunch of extra white space after it, so we trimmed it off. Okay. Okay, so I used another method to determine what the department name was going to be using the department ID. So department name method is right here. Really simple stuff. So it's actually going to return a string variable and accept an object. So what we did here was string s department is going to hold the correct name for the department according to the ID. So basically what I did was user.getDepartment ID using the object that was passed through the parameter. We get the department ID, and then we look at it. Since it's a string, we do dot equals 2000. And this checks if the string that is currently being checked has the value 2000 inside of it. And if it does, it points to music. And then we repeat it like I don't know, 10 times or something. The easiest way I found was just copying and pasting an else if statement and then pasting it like 10 times and then replacing the values it needed. Like instead of 2000, I just put the last zero and put 6. Then copy and pasted the names because I'm terrible at spelling. And I made sure that each ID was unique, so I didn't think I messed up. I might have messed up somewhere. I didn't super double check it, but each thing's unique. So should be good. Return S department. So then we're just going to return the string variable. So if we go back up to print info. Where was it? Oh, right here. So we're going to put S department name. Or no, we're going to use the method, right? And then put it into S department name. So we can use it later when we're printing out stuff. And so this just prints the faculty information in correct order. Print line faculty ID. I didn't have to change it, so I just use user.getID. Pretty simple. S name uses the variable. User.getHireDate, get hire date. Didn't have to change it. S phone had to change it, so it uses the variable. S email had to change it, so I had to use the variable. S address had to change it, so, or combine it really. And then I use a variable. S department name uses the method. And then at the end, I just want a blank line. And that ends print info. And that's the end of my whole simple class. Send something calls method. Info. Inside for okay. Pretty simple stuff. I'll show you that it runs. If we check 79, pretty sure it's what this one is. Okay, so if we go here, 79 faculty report, Z something, Candace, 812,000, correct formatting, Boca Raton, Florida, and music. So there you go, my code works. That's a wrap for the last homework, I think. After this, there's just one more quiz, but this is the last video. So thanks for watching. Hopefully it's not super long and I've been overcharging my laptop this whole time. Oh boy. So I'm just gonna end this recording and submit it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Maybe. Remember to like and subscribe, follow my LinkedIn, and all that good stuff. Bye.